Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week of the victorious ARAM series. I am your play-by-play. I am Caster One tonight, Becky Rita, and joining me on the desk is Demented Loki. Loki, how's it going? Just real quick before we drop right in, hot into the action.
I'm always ready for a hot drop. Yeah, I'm gonna be joining in. I too am asparagus. And we have, I believe it's Challenger ARAMers versus ARAMMUS. Gonna be a very big tongue twister night, it feels like, if we're gonna get going too fast along the way. And
Yes.
right now in front of us, we have some really interesting pools. I'm looking at a Skarner.
Yes. There are certainly some interesting champions that both of these teams are able to select from. Of course, unfortunate. Wait, is this the pool for game one? Am I just like? Yeah, there is a
Mm.
Skarner for game one as an option. Uh, I saw the
Yeah.
Udyr for challengers, and I was like, oh, I'm getting hype. Oh,
Yeah.
where's the Udyr Maokai matchup? And then I realized, oh wait,
Just a
what
little
I
silly goofy. No Dorito Man right now. No
Yeah,
Dorito Man.
no Udyr, as much as I love Udyr.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of these teams have very interesting pools here for game one. Honestly, pretty close in terms of power level. Aramis is kind of lacking the sustained damage, aside from Varus, who was picked for them, that Challengers does have in their options. But they also have a lot of really strong, just good buttons. Things like Set, Maokai, uh, Brand, just as a disgusting ARAM champion. So they just have some classically good champions. And we actually do have the rosters selected here. For the side of challengers, we have Fiddle, Kale, Vex, Ezreal, and Tryndamere. And for the side of Aramis, we have Tarek, Brand, Maokai, Varus, and Set. So break it down. Look at the two teams. What do you think about them right now? You're just taking a look at them.
I think our intro is going to be very awkward on the side of challengers. We have the fiddlestick set up for a lot of poke with his E from afar, as well as, he's just a spooky little guy. But I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot coming out of them until level 6 when we start seeing a man who's too angry to die running it down after our little boy purple of their Varus. And I
Mm-hmm.
think until they start getting to that point where we can have a lot of commitment, and Brand are going to be running amok from afar, and even when they start getting there, Maokai is really good for disrupting, and so is Set by just grabbing one of them and putting them somewhere else.
Yeah, there are so many good disruption tools that Aramis have in this first game here that really will mess up what Tryndamere wants to do and what Fiddlesticks will eventually want to do. But it is good to note that what challengers have decided to select here is kind of just a couple of big dumb idiot win conditions. They have Kale and Tryndamere. And these are two champions that Tryndamere is absurd in ARAM.
They
If you
also
can
made
get
it so he does damage now.
Yeah,
He gets
if you
that.
can get past the point of suffering as Aram Tryndamere, you take no damage, your healing is absurd, and you deal bonus damage. So, once you get past the suffering, Tryndamere is really good in Aram. Better when he has an enchanter to support him,
Mhm.
but either way,
I think
will
Vex is
is
close enough.
Vex. Kale has a heal. That's
Yeah,
probably good enough.
he got a heal. He
Speaking of
got another
Kale,
invuln button.
yeah. Speaking of Kale,
Freljord now, come on.
For game one, we're in the Freljord. You know, watching out for the Watchers here on the Howling Abyss, the Murder Bridge, for our week 3 game here between Challengers and ARAMers. And if I've learned anything from casting in week 1, is that these games are going to be quite fast. The action will happen, and then we won't get a chance to breathe, and then they will stop when the Nexus explodes. So this is our moment for analysis here. So Loki, break it down for me. What are we seeing here at the start?
I'm seeing Lube Tech feeling kind of silly goofy, got Grasp of the Undying on deck, potentially looking for a Heart Steal. Things might get scary as we're seeing damage back and forth. Lizzo Mukbang flashing in with a W, but First Blood will be going on over to Lube Tech as it looks like Druthu is getting low, hops to the heel to be able to duck back. Biagi might be the next one to fall as we're getting real close. Those health bars whittled down in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, so that is, of course, the kind of play I expect from Draft League superstar Wizzo 2 Chips Mukbang here. Getting absolutely decimated for First Blood, and is once again at 0 HP, does get the Super Saiyan punch out, but the Haymaker doesn't really do a whole lot in terms of damage. It wasn't even fully charged, and now we just have a set who is kind of struggling, once again getting choked out by all of the poke tools that Challengers have brought to the table. They have Ezreal, they have Ezreal and Vex, 2 champions who have quite effective poke, and then Fiddlesticks, deceptively good, if he can just click Rake over and over again.
A little silence.
A little silence.
Just a little hush,
it does.
You know, gotta be quiet.
Yeah, and the CC as well, I'm sure you've noticed, has been really so awful for ARAMMUS here, at least at the very start. I will say, ARAMMUS, you know, they did their homework. They saw from the first 2 weeks, hey, the ARAM items are pretty good. 4 of them have the ARAM item as a starting point. Only the VAS doesn't have it, which is probably fine. Meanwhile, Challengers. Yeah. Okay, we do have Wizzo going in.
Another classic from Lizzo Mukbang. Pop the snowball, had to get going. We're going to be seeing kills traded back and forth. Lube Tech locked down and might be out, but Catfriend is going to be making sure Biagi falls first. Kitten Claws with the fear onto Shinog to avoid some return damage as Druthu dropped super low. The heal coming in just in time to save them once again. And Lizzo right back at it. This is what we were talking about for a moment there. Until level 6, there's not a lot of lockdown to work with on the side of ARAMers. But after that, we don't have a lot of hard lockdown from the other side. We have the KO and the Lube Tech invincibility buttons, but not a lot to sustain a fight.
Oh yeah, and we have a fight coming out right near. They'd have hit level 6. We have the Tryndamere going in with the Undying Rage. Is going to try and take the Varus down here, but Lizzo will get that with the Snowball. Chase your memes in the front, will get feared out, will get sent backwards. So a couple key cooldowns were used. Maokai Ultimate has been burned, but but really it's the side of Challengers who burn the most. But now here comes Fiddlesticks with a Crow Storm, wrecking house and cleaning up the shop for the side of ARAMers, nearly wiping the board entirely here and getting positional advantage in the lane for the side of Challengers.
T-Tizzle's just a silly, goofy boy. With those health bars, we're just going to throw ourselves at Chaser memes and be able to try to get some resets, get some gold going, and that's a shutdown going over towards Druthu. I think that's a mistake as we're going to see the chains miss. Lizzo Mukbang not letting us have a moment of reprieve is going to have the Haymaker come out. There's the Showstopper onto Kitten Claws. It's not looking good. It's starting to go dark as the Brand ult comes out and exhausts too little, too late as Lube Tech tries to take some space back into this fight. It's going to be forced to spin out, and Lizzo on very little health as Sopriach is going to take a snowball from Shinog, but they're not quite confident enough to take that.
Yeah, and the snowball will not be taken here. Okay, Lube Tech with the snowball. The Tryndamere is very annoying, and I can see what Lube Tech is going for here. We have big HP Tryndamere. This is the objective. We're going to have Heartsteel plus, and that is a Kale dying here. First death for the Kale, so that's going to be a recall and an item purchase for the Kale here, which is quite effective. We'll get some more damage on this big DPS threat. They do... It looks like they're just going for the Bork right now, which I guess is not too terribly bad. Give some more pressure here. Kitten Claw's gonna blow up Biagi with the follow-up from the Tryndamere. Lizzo looking for something, will pull back Soprich and take him out with the piercing arrow. A good combo there. The Ezreal was rather low. Divine Sunder, however, was picked up, so this Ezreal will be coming back with the Mythic. Here goes Kitten Claws in the front here, dashing around, getting those resets out, getting those abilities down. The Taric ultimate fires, but it fires a little too late. The Cosmic Radiance is not enough, and here comes the Crow Storm, which is more than enough to keep the ARAMMUS out of contention here in the lane once again, forcing them back and getting pressure.
We now have a Duskblade on deck for Druthu, as we're going to be seeing them try to claw back a couple more kills. Lubtech does not go down, though. He's too angry to die, so Soprich is going to be able to get Chaser memes. This tower's going to fall, and Lubtech, he's still standing here. He has the money in his back pocket right now to get that Heartsteel, but he wants to try to claw just a little bit more first, as Druthu is almost able to get the punish for that. Biagi, very low health, going to be burning away with that snowball to match. Kitten Claw is getting a good amount of gold. But we're going to be seeing a lot of this back and forth as the gold counters continue to go up. Lizzo Mukbang looking quite aggressive. Gets the stun, is able to walk their way out. True Shot Barrage going the distance. Not quite able to pick anything up, but that is a lot of very low health bars as we're getting ready to continue this siege.
Yeah, and these low health bars are just going to be easy pickings for the Ezreal or the Vex if they can land, you know, a True Shot Barrage is down, but eventually, you know, it'll come back up. That'll be something that can be thrown out. Vex could get resets off the Shadow Surge, or Druther will just die to death from the Leandri's burn. Is kept alive just narrowly from the glimmer of hope given from Taric's Starlight Touch. Keeping Druthu alive, but just barely. Lubtech doing the snowball shuffle as expected, but here comes the Nature's Grasp right now. It's going to be throwing a wrench into plans, but here comes the Vex on the backside, looking to try and disrupt the carries, but Lizzo is going to be suplexing into the front, but getting taken down by Catfriend. But now Chaser Memes sitting in the front, going to be the next target here, getting shredded down by this borked up Kaylee, throwing out as many autos as possible. It's only Druthu left alive for the side of ARAMMUS. Under the turret is safety for now, but this poke is not nearly enough to keep them at bay. And here goes Luvtech spinning in and clapping that one out. Shenog is going to go in now, get exhausted pretty quickly here. Will take the Mark Dash to dash into a kill. The True Shot Barrage will fire, will not quite connect, but Soprich hits the Arcane Shot perfectly there to trade one back before going down.
I would like to point out something that both of us missed and was alluded to a couple fights ago, though. Kitten Claws and Catfriend, they have a special delivery with that Divine Judgment should they land it. And it could be absolutely horrifying. We're getting close to the point where some of these fights can start knocking on that Nexus door, and we will be seeing it end very shortly if we're not going to be able to get a couple footholds. Lubtech is able to walk all the way up there, and he fooled both of us, actually. We thought that was going to be a Heartsteel. No, Jack Show.
Honestly, probably better. Jack Show, it is, or Heartsteel, it is funny, and it is fun in ARAM because it's like, ooh, I'm fighting forever. I'll get to proc it. This is a lie. You do not get the proc Heartsteel very reliably in ARAM. It is bait. Do not do it. Jack Show is much better here because it allows him to be both a damage threat and a tank threat here, and Catfriend is going to get suplexed here. It's going to be the next target right now as the Nature's Grasp is going to go out, but it does not matter because those backline threats are going to be piercing the carries of ARAMMUS here, but the HP bars are actually, you know, low-ish. But it does not even matter because the only HP bar that matters is Tryndamere's, and he can keep his going at 1 for as long as possible. He's running on empty, and he is A-okay with it. cleaning up ARAMMUS here and getting another turret. And honestly, just looking super dominant here.
Yeah, LubeTech. I mean, that turret, nice little back scratcher, you know, same difference. We're going to be seeing Lizzo coming up with a nice stun, but does not quite have the damage that here as they're being able to get a half health on Soapridge. Just a small little bit of poke, it could do the trick. But these Crow Storms from T-Tizzle have been insane, blowing up Druthu or blowing up Shinog just before Byagi can get the Cosmic Radiance onto their team. And we have a Rylai's on deck, so it's only going to get worse from here.
Yeah, the Rylai's has been picked up by T-Tizzle. A very good utility item here for the Fiddle. You really just are going to you're just going to be a menace. Like, your damage is going to be good, but at the end of the day, you are more dangerous just because of the fact that you can make things happen. You can be a disruption tool. And that's something they really need right now. And here, speaking of disruption, we have LubeTech just going in and engaging. True Shot Barrage is great. The Crow Storm is great as well. Shredding through the back line. Druthu will stay alive, throwing out an auto attack to keep himself alive. But LubeTech is going to be going on their own. The Shadow Surge will not connect on the reset here, but the Divine Judgment will be more than enough to keep LubeTech alive and allow the Kale to get in there. Trade her life for a couple of kills, but they are the only kills that matter now. Byagi is going to go down as the snowball lands. That is a marked and a dash kill to go home with. Soapridge looking to go ahead and actually does get the execute here. We counted to 30 properly. Great work. LubeTech is going to stay alive, but just for a little bit longer here. Trading the life for a recall is now... Challengers are going to be coming back fully armed and ready to clean this game and take the first point of the series.
Yeah, we're seeing one heck of an uphill battle. Lizzo Mukbang is trying to be able to get in there, but we have not seen LubeTech get disrupted or T-Tizzle stop from doing what he wants to do, as they're just letting these health bars get chunked to nothing before the fight even really begins. And some of that... not really their fault, as the Crow Storm is going to be coming out. A huge fear out of 4 people. Druthu will be the next one to burn. Double kill. The Cosmic Radiance just barely in the nick of time. Byagi and Lizzo are forced to run with their tail between their legs, but it looks like this is going to be cleaned up in just a moment. A triple for T-Tizzle off of that Crow Storm, and an ace to seal this game home, potentially. These respawn timers are deceptively fast, but it might not be enough.
It is truly incredible how many great Crow Storms T-Tizzle has got in ARAM, right? You know, how are you ambushing?
How many bushes can they jump?
Yeah, where are you going from here? Like, part of it is definitely, like, really good timing on the Crow Storms, but at the end of the day, man, really rough here for Lizzo and friends on ARAMMUS, and Challengers gets a very quick 14-minuter.
That is not what we were expecting when we saw that champion pool. I genuinely expected a much more dominant showing with the beefy frontline to start, with the Tarek, with the Maokai, with the Set, to really continue to hold space for Brandon Varys. But that got turned on its head. We saw Kitten Claws and Soapridge were targeting the same person almost all the time. Very good communication coming out, chunking down that front line to be able to give themselves space for Kale and Tryndamere to really just run amok whenever that backline was exposed, and T-Tizzle always getting the jump on them when there's pushes.
Yeah, it is, again, very impressive work from T-Tizzle to make the Fiddle work in ARAM. Fiddle's just a good ARAM champ in general, but the fact that so many ultimates were were landing so consistently is just impressive. You know, back to the drawing board, I would say, as if they have any ability to select their own champions. But, you know, ARAMMUS got to regroup here. You know, week 3, they've struggled the first 2 weeks, but as they said in endgame chat, you know, the first 2 weeks were even worse. So
we got turret damage.
Yeah, we did it. All right, so we'll see if they can pull it back around here when we get into game 2. We're going to take a quick break as we get things set up for game 2, so stick around. We will have our next match coming up in just a moment.
Bye, ciao.
My biggest fear is coming true. Mother, I'm becoming you. One day the truth is gonna hang me like a noose, but I don't mind. I don't mind. Mama, you are an addict, and you passed it down to me. But who am I to cast a stone with the daughter I never see? And honestly, this honesty is getting way too hard to sing. I traded all, I would give it back to be a decent human being. I don't mind what's the use. It doesn't matter if I win or lose. If I don't belong here, then neither do you. It doesn't matter if I make it through. I don't mind. So drag me through the mud again and crucify my name. Laugh at me right through your screen, how I should be ashamed. Take out all your pain on me like I'm the one to blame. I don't mind what's the use. It doesn't matter if I win or lose. If I don't belong here, then neither do you. It doesn't matter if I make it through. I don't mind. You don't belong there, but I don't mind. You don't belong there, but I don't mind. You don't belong here, but I don't mind. You don't belong here.
Welcome back, everybody, here for Game 2 here on the Howling Abyss for the victorious ARAM series. Challengers got a 14-minute, sub 14-minute victory here in Game 1. So we'll see if they can, clean it up, close it out, and we can go to bed early. As I'm not even go to bed. I would still have plenty. I work on elderly people hours now, being employed. So I'm gonna be sleeping good. I'm not staying up late at all. I could play some Baldur's Gate. But that's neither here nor there. Where we are here is looking at these champion pools for Game 2 here, and you may notice. Keen, eagle-eyed viewers will notice that Fiddlesticks is once again in the pool for challengered ARAMers, but it does not look like they're looking at it right now. Meanwhile, ARAMUS,
Yeah.
they seem to have been given one tank, so things are
All you
looking up.
need.
Things are looking great.
That's all you need. You only need one. Come on. They got some pretty good bruisers on deck, though. Aurelia does do pretty well in ARAM, but Amumu and Lilia is a really strong setup in ARAM nonetheless, because Lilia can still get very beefy. It is pretty common to run a Jack shows on her as well, to be able to set up some really big sleeps, especially off of an Amumu ult. But if Challenger ARAMers wants my heart forever and my blessing through this split, they will go Aurelion Soul.
They did not, unfortunately. We do have
Alright,
our
I am now
rosters.
plotting on their downfall.
We'll see if Wizzo Mukbang can, help them find their downfall.
Yeah.
But we have our rosters locked in, and we'll see that in game. For the side of Challenger ARAMers, we have Vayne, Renata, Yone, Akshan, and Rel,
Wait, there's
which
more
is insane.
Mumu.
It is an insane team composition. I will say it is lacking magic damage. So you know, the tank on the side of ARAMMUS is going to have a great time just building MR. Or
Tank.
just building armor and surviving. Now let me take a big sip of water and look at the tank selected by the side of ARAMMUS here.
There isn't one. We got Biagi on Lilia. I mean, Jack Show's pretty good. You know? What? Why wouldn't you take the sad mummy? He just wants a friend.
Amumu's good in this game mode, right? I'm not
Mumu is
crazy.
incredible
Like
in this game mode.
he's like really good, right? Well,
Miscommunication from team captain Lizzo Mukbang has led to a lack of a Mumu. when they have the perfect support for a Mumu here. Like we could have shifted off the Ashe, put a Mumu there. Xerath, Vex, Lilia, incredible to be able to go off of a Mumu's curse, to be able to have a bit of extra magic pen. So you're doing borderline true damage to this really squishy comp. And then you can have Jinx from afar. I guess Super Mega Death Rocket, you know, just a money rocket at that point. It's a good old printer, you know? But
what ARAMMUS has brought to the table is the classic ARAM. Like this is the conception of ARAM that like Iron players have, where it's like, oh, I can't beat all these stupid poke champions. You know, ARAMMUS has brought all the stupid poke champions. Misremembering the fact that every engage champion has the ability to be on top of you with a snowball. So we'll see if they get punished for that.
There's no hard stuns to deal with this either.
No, they have
the most
chompers.
You get is a one pump wonder of the Xerath stun.
Our most reliable form of hard CC are Jinx chompers.
No.
This is where we are right now. So you know, somehow we have a blundered draft in the ARAM League. So this is incredible stuff. I can't wait to see ARAMMUS randomly find victory here, because every time I predict a draft to be bad, that team wins. So
I'm crying
any league I'm in, that's just how it goes. So I expect ARAMMUS to clean this one up. Wizzo Mukbang bringing it home for the draft leaguers. And we'll see if that actually happens, or if Challengers just obliterates this team in sub 13 minutes. Will they beat 1343? That's the goal. So we'll see. Gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be in the action.
Go though. I got a quick question.
What's the question?
A quick question for everyone back home. What is your favorite champion in ARAM?
You know, think about it. Yeah. We'll talk about it when we get back in. On the Howling Abyss. See you in just a moment.
Break my heart, set it all on fire. I can't be safe, so I get higher. And take my soul, throw it in the fire. I can't be safe, so I get higher. One shot, then 10 top, pass out. Never seeing me again when I cash out. You don't wanna be around when I crash and burn. I can't go back anymore now. Lie and tell me things, better things. I can't erase all the pain. I can't escape, run away. I try to change better things. Yeah, I'm living too fast, all my friends stay back. Yeah, when everyone laughed, now I'm laughing right back. In the bench class, cause the money like that. I'm just trying to live life, give a fuck about the racks. Why you gotta do that? Hurt my feelings so bad, but you know. Yeah, you know. Yeah, every summer heartbreak had me living in the dirt. I've been feeling out of place, I've been feeling like the worst. But I got a lot of fans that pull me up. Yeah, I'm blessed with the gift, so it's time to get to work. What you wanna die for, what you wanna try for. Feeling so dead now, I don't wanna cry more. Falling out the deep end, falling run out of sequence. I don't wanna see this, I don't wanna be this.
Tell me things, better things. I can't erase all the pain. I can't escape, run away. I try to change better things.
Break my heart, set it all on fire. I can't be safe, so I get higher. And take my soul, throw it in the fire. I can't be safe, so...
Welcome back, everybody, here on the Howling Abyss for Game 2 of our series between Challengers and ARAMMUS. It is ARAMMUS on the blue side, Challengers on the red side. We have a little bit of a fun start here. We're emoting, throwing out snowballs, having a good time. Except for Lizzo, who is taking this very seriously and getting question mark pinged for it, deservedly so. Everybody's having a good time, and then the one player's like, "Oh, I gotta get the damage." Come on, Lizzo. Come on, unbelievable stuff.
The damage. Do better. Come on, Lizzo.
Yeah,
I mean, they're getting poked out pretty hard for it.
Yeah, gonna lose tonight. Gonna lose on Friday too. Unbelievable stuff. But
so while we're at it, what is your favorite ARAM champion? While we have a few moments.
This is for those of you who, if anybody is familiar with the Becky Rita lore, it is not going to be a surprise that it is in fact Maokai is my favorite ARAM champion. You can play him as a dumb idiot AP champion. You can play him as a tank. He's flexible. You can build stupid items. You can build good items. He's just a ton of fun to play in ARAM. Maokai's my favorite. And Byagi has found death, tragically. Well, I'm talking about how much I love my favorite champion, Maokai. One of my two favorite champions. The other one is Udyr, who I also like playing in ARAM, to the surprise of absolutely no one.
I hard disagree on Udyr just because I feel like getting in on anything is miserable in ARAM.
Yeah.
But my favorite boy is Aurelion Sol. I am still going to be rooting for Challengers' demise as they go into this game, though I am still crying in the club over the lack of an Amumu. Lizzo Mukbang is taking up a lot of space with their abilities, though, doing a really good job with that. And T-Tizzle, they were really good with Pro Storm, so them getting this Rel could be absolutely terrifying if you get into the thick of it. But so far, we're seeing the tried and true strategy of just keep poking it till it dies is starting to feel pretty good.
Yeah, the poke is definitely going to be feeling good for a little while. Poke typically is incredibly strong in the early stages of ARAM, but it does end up falling off eventually as the tanks pick up their items. We do have a stray kill picked up off of the power of Poke here on to... Ooh, we have T-Tizzle going to be landing a knock. And here comes Catfriend getting a good engage here off of the Unbound Soul, going in, dashing back, picking one up. Soprich getting rather low. Lube Tech going forward, getting the kill, but, just picking that one up, picking up 300 gold in pocket. That's 2 kills on the Action right now. Lube Tech burning a little bit here. Will not proc that Renata W, as if that would have saved anyone. Lizzo going to be taking quite a bit of damage here. Level 6s are hit by the side of Challengers, so they have first go, and they're going to be going in right now with the Fate sealed. Druthu will be going down first there. Lube Tech is low. Here comes the Arcane Barrage, and it is a barrage of blasts that will take down take down the Action, take down the Vayne with the help of Lizzo. But now T-Tizzle's still in the front here. Byagi's going to get cleaned up here, but the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is not a wonder shot. It lands true. The Shadow Surges are great. This is EDL champion Wizzo Mukbang going crazy, but getting stopped in their tracks. As Chase Your Memes will drop as well, and Action gets a fat revive there on to Catfriend.
Yeah, we're seeing Catfriend really well positioning with the ultimate with Yone. Has a Kraken Slayer now, is going to be looking very scary as Lube Tech is just going to continue to run it down for more. Leveraging that passive to get an extra bit of shield, continue to be very confident since they have a lot of squishies to just keep popping here. Poke only going to serve him so far as T-Tizzle, just no fear, into the chompers?
Hey, well, what did I say? The hard CC are the chompers. This is the game plan. We play around the chompers, you know? My favorite dumb strategy in ARAM is whenever I get Trundle, I max Pillar. That's my favorite dumb idiot strategy in ARAM. It is so funny to just drop pillars, like, super frequently, and just be annoying, you know? If you're Jinx here, max chompers. You know? They'll never expect
Give you
it.
wall energy.
It will be
Catford
very. It would
was
be
a
very
good
funny.
Poke though onto Druthu.
Yeah, the poke is.
We're gonna be seeing
ve-
back and forth.
Yeah, poke is very strong back and forth. Definitely, right now lane pressure is in favor of ARAMMUS, as they do have very solid wave clear. Wave clear is something that is very game determinative in ARAM, as we've sort of learned through some of these ARAM games. And here comes T-Tizzle. It's going to be getting the engage right here, getting a stun right now. Byagi will get targeted, but ooh, Lizzo's going to be going in, but won't get an execute off of the Shadow Surge, so there will be no resets in the tank. The HP bars are low, but there are no cooldowns available. The Arcane Barrage is still alive. The right of the Arcane is still alive from Chase Your Memes if they decide to go for it. Looptech waiting in the wings, sort of stealthing around, seeing what they can't get. Here goes the right of the Arcane. It will pick up one, but Action is going to be jumping in to try and get a reset. Will go down before any resets land. And now Jinx is excited and picking up, cleaning up these kills one by one. The janitorial play is great. But T-Tizzle will get one back here. Supportal combat is effective, but this turret damage is going to stick, and it will give a lot of pressure here to the side of ARAMMUS, even though their HP bars are not looking so great.
Hot take, challengers should have accepted the deaths and resets. And they're going to be clawing a little bit back. Druthu is going to be the first fall. Byagi going to be the next one sent back to the shop. They could go on a little bit of a spree here. The snowball from Lizzo came out in time, but Looptech going to be bringing Sopridge back from the clutches of death, and they get the return ace anyway. I was going to say hold on to the ults, you know, come back with your items and just roll the next fight, but, you know, they got it just fine without him, as we're going to be seeing the first tower to fall once again go to challengers. Byagi on his death mission, not even able to get the lullaby, just goes straight into the dragon's den.
And time. Gee, you gotta remember, remember where the portal's going when you jump into it, buddy. Like, look at the turret HP, figure out where you're gonna land. If you're gonna be jumping into immediate death, you gotta be aware of that. Happens to the best of us, though. Can't blame Byagi. I've been there. We've all been there. Capfriend will be going in with the Rended Soul, getting a little bit of poke, but taking more in response. And now, ARAMMUS gets the ability to take a little bit control back in the lane here, getting to land some poke. Every piece of poke that lands is going to stick. There isn't a whole lot of healing or shielding at all for the side of challengers. So as long as this poke keeps landing, it will eventually stack up. They just have to not get engaged on like they are right now, as Byagi will manage to, be less of a threat, but the Fate sealed will look to seal some Fates right here, but here comes the Drowsy, here comes the Burn. It's gonna be not quite enough. The Sleepy Yone will get a power nap in and stay alive. Just not even really, just barely. Ooh, that is a wonder shot there from the Super Mega Death Rocket. Super Mega hitting nothing this game, at least in that moment. And HP bars are quite low, but man, the squishies on the side of ARAMMUS don't inspire much confidence.
I mean, to make us feel better a little bit about this Lilia instead of the Amumu, they do have the Jack shows we were talking about.
Okay.
But the bowling ball is putting in a little bit of work. Looptech has a lot of confidence. The Shrelius is coming out. Health bars are low, though, so I don't think they're going to get much out of it, as we're going to be seeing another shutdown coming on out, going into the hands of Chase Your Memes this time. who is getting close to having their Archangels online. As T-Tizzle with the engage, Lizzo Mukbang is able to get Kitten Claws first. We're going to see Trace back and forth. Lube Tech, he's just spinning around the world. As Soprich is able to get Drew through, but it looks like they're going to be coming out behind a little bit. Lube Tech off to the side, going to have to look to try to get some of his teammates back. As Shanag, they're primed for a reset. Renato going to be coming out. Biagi is very low. Chase your memes, the next one to fall. And Shanag is running away with their tail between their legs. The shielding coming out from Lube Tech is going to be bringing T-Tizzle back just a little bit early. And that's a huge gold swing.
Action is it's so awesome that Action can just revive in this game. It's so cool. Man, it's so excellent.
Lizzo!
Catfriend literally does not care about anyone, especially themselves, as they go in, trade 1-for-1 here. Lube Tech also not going to care, trying to get the revive, but will not get quite enough damage to finish Drew through off, as here comes the poke. They maintain their footing for now. Wizzo does ping the... It's currently an L. Lizzo is currently on the L's, so it is Lizzo right now. Pinging the ultimate, pinging the Shadow Surge, looking to try and get some resets here, but it's going to have to play off of the poke, having to wait for the poke to land here. And the unfortunate thing is, we have a Wonder Shot. That was a Wonder Shot right there, and here comes a wonderful engage. Doesn't quite land into anything else, though. T-Tizzle will just walk away from that, not even punished for the attempt. So, you know, better luck next time. We wait until our snowball is available and get ready to chuck it again. But for the time being, we're just waiting for cooldowns. We're waiting for an opportunity, and here it is. Soprich is just going to be popping off right now, as that hostile takeover was quite hostile and quite incredible for the side of Challengers, as they just lock everyone down and Soprich picks them off. Well, Soprich and Lube Tech both pick them off. And that is going to be
scary.
So much destruction right here. The question is, can they end?
I think they open up the Nexus here, but don't quite end, as we're going to see Lizzo Mukbang leading the charge. Super Money Rocket going to be taking Kitten Claws, and the Renato will be the next to fall, as we have the Arcane Barrage coming here. Just Fate Sealed going to be securing Lizzo Mukbang and his ticket out of there. Catfriend is all okay. T-Tizzle going to be caught with the Drowsy, does not take a nap before they're put in the dirt, as we're seeing Lube Tech is just allowed to run amok, rezzing the team. There it goes, Drew through. Next one on the chopping block, Biagi. The heroic swing does so much damage, living with just a fraction of their health bars. They're going to hit the Hex Gate. Biagi going for a spicy play, has the Ghost, going to be running straight into the loving arms of those who were just brought back from the Shadow Realm, as Lube Tech is dominating the Freljord.
Yeah, some people call them spicy plays, other people call them big mistakes, and that could have been one of them. Granted, Biagi was at literally like 5 HP, so was basically an irrelevant champion. Now here comes the lethal push right here. Lizzo gets locked down. The hostile takeover is gorgeous once again, and not just even talking about the projectile there, although that was quite an impressive looking ability. Buy it in your shop now, ladies and gentlemen, as Challengers will pick the game up here. Well, yeah, you can take the enemy Hex Gates back to where it's supposed to go. You can, in fact, do that. It is my favorite form of BM in ARAM. When you have killed them so thoroughly, you take their Hex Gate. You know, that's quite a dominating performance here. And another little bit of a struggle week for Lizzo and friends here. Not quite as much of a struggle as last week. I am checking the timers on last week's games for Lizzo's crew, and they die. The game 1 last week, they lost in 10 minutes, and the game before, they lost in 11. The game 2, they survived a minute longer. So, when they said, oh, this week is better than last, now you know why.
That's tough. I want to just start calling Lube Tech Web Slinger though. Where's his horse? I think we're gonna be calling Cat Friend or Kitten Claws for that one, with the way they were able to support his heroic swings straight into the back line all game long. That is just so much damage to deal with, and the only front line to stop it is Lilia, who I don't think landed a single drowsy onto him.
Yeah, the drowsies certainly didn't go through as well. Obviously, ARAMMUS, they threw something at the wall to see if it would stick, and it absolutely did not. Bounced right off. We can say, would the Amumu have changed reality? I kind of doubt it, but could have maybe utilized their pool a little bit more. Their pool wasn't great. I'm not going to pretend that they had an amazing champion pool given to them, but could have utilized their tools a bit more effectively. Either way, I was checking through some of these post matches to see who currently has the PB for fastest game, and I believe what I have found is I want to try and keep track of this if I can, because I think it's a fun stat. Current PB is 10 minutes and 8 seconds by DMB, which is looking at the team names here. Divide. No. DMB. It's Dirty Mike and the Boys. Jerry Man's team. Dirty Mike and the Boys. They have the PB at 10 minutes and 8 seconds against, of course, ARAMMUS. So, that's currently the mark here. You can beat 10 minutes 8 seconds teams. How hard could it be? You get the PB. You will, even if you lose the league, you will have the honor of having the fastest game. It's a victor. First place in something is first place. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Either way, man, that was
There's 2 Aurelian Souls in a row that just go under the rug. I'm sad.
Yeah.
One day they'll get my mighty dragon.
Yeah. Maybe people. I mean, Asol's good in ARAM, so I don't. We could select him. Asol is one of those big
Draco Meteor.
Yeah, he's a big dumb idiot win condition. Like, come on, just pick Asol. He's pretty good, but ARAM, you play the hand you're dealt in this ARAM league, and today, challengers played their hands pretty well, so can't complain. That I believe will be it for us, though. Unless you have anything else you would like to add,
my vote
Loki.
for MVP, though.
That's probably true. Yeah, T-Tizzle played very well on both the Rel and the Fiddle. Very good engages, very good punishing, good understanding of using Mark Dash properly, which is a very important ARAM skill. So absolutely T-Tizzle. Big performer in both these games, so give them MVP. I would agree. I can't disagree. They played really well. So yeah, with that, that'll be it for us tonight. Once again, it's not quite 9 o'clock. We can go to bed early, get some time to think about our lives. Maybe play an ARAM yourself out there.
Gummy,
Yeah, yeah, get your vitamins and then get to bed and feel rested for tomorrow. I have been Becky Rita. Joining me on the desk was Loki. We will see you next week for more ARAM action. And Matt as producer. Thank you, Matt. We'll see you next week for more ARAM action. Be here or don't. It is at your peril. It's going to be good stuff, as always.
Y'all sit back and watch me speak. About to take over your screen. Talking bulls in 93. Talking mom, I'm on TV. Y'all know all I do is me. All I do is me. Y'all sit back and watch me speak. Y'all sit back and all I know, my money green. About to snap and make a scene. My cup off and make us free. My cup off and make them scream. Go back off for TMZ. Y'all sit back and watch me speak. Y'all sit back and watch me speak. Y'all sit back and watch. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. money long, nothing on credit. I got style, don't catch no feelings. All this bread,